Yeah. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to Draft Year 3 Sec. I'm your boy Third Degree. We got Quez up in the house. How's your week been?
Been beautiful, man. It's Thanksgiving week, brother.
Yeah, man.
Day. Family flying in, enjoying time with the loved ones, man. It's always good.
Man, yo, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
It was blessed. It was blessed. What about you, man? It's birthday week. You know what I'm saying? And Thanksgiving, and how was that, brother?
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, man. It's still a little like unreal for me, man. Like on certain points, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, you get excited, but then like the realization was that, you know, my grandma's not here to, you know, I've had my grandma for what 38 some, like, you know, Christmases, birthdays and stuff. So this is like the very first month, like her birthday month, my birthday month, my mom's birthday month, that she's not like here. So it's a little, you know, I don't know how to really describe it, man, but you know, shout out to my family, my aunts. They gave me like a cheesecake. They gave me like a Raider clock. You know, my mom to cook some food, some bomb food. You know, I made sure she got her flowers in her car yesterday. You know, they made sure I went to go give her a big hug because it's her first time without her mom. You know, but right. Man, she cooked some bomb food yesterday. Man, I was in a food coma, bro. Like my family's been dope.
Man, that's what it's about right there, man. Through those tough times, man, let the family show up and shower you with the love.
Right, right, man. Man. So, you know, tomorrow's the big day. You know, it's the birthday. So it's gonna be a little, it's gonna be like bittersweet, man. You know, it's bittersweet. I'm always happy about my birthday. I'm gonna get up, do what I normally do. First thing when I get up, like tradition, like clockwork, I put on Coming to America. Because I relate to that whole part, you know, where you saw it is my birthday, you know. Because I'm the chocolate prince, you know. So I'm gonna wake up and do that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Eat me some cheesecake in the morning, and I don't know what I'm gonna do throughout the day. I mean, you know, Benny Honda sent me something for like $30, and you know, I could always go to Cheesecake Factory. I like the Cheesecake Factory, you know what I mean? So bump that stupid lady. Nice. I might do cheesecake for my birthday. I might just stay home and just make it a movie. I just don't know, bro.
Either way, it's your day, man. Do what you wish.
Get drunk and watch The Grinch. You know what I'm saying?
Never wrong.
Check my Palm Pilot. Man.
Up though. That's what's up.
Man, y'all tuning in. How was your guys' Thanksgiving? You can drop the comments. You know, make sure you guys hit the like and the share button. You know, waiting for our folks to get up in here. So far as, you know, me and King Quez, and we're waiting for D, waiting for Melvin, you know, waiting for Tisha. But we got an interesting one tonight. And I know normally what we would do, we would normally turn up, you know, for the birthday, you know, like, you know, the birthday libations and everything like that. But, you know, this is going to be a heavy one. So just to give you a little precursor, it may trigger some folks, especially folks of survivors of abuse, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, any type of abuse. We're going to touch on it. You know, in entertainment news, you know, Diddy, and this was actually happening like while we were having our show last week. We found out that Diddy has settled his lawsuit with Cassie, and it was like breaking news just as we were getting ready to wrap up our show. So, you know, we didn't want to stay on for a whole another hour discussing it, so we decided to make today that. So, but I'm still going to have my apple juice, but we're going to have an open, honest discussion about this case. We're going to break down. We got some questions. I got questions. We're going to hear from people who have survived and overcame abuse themselves, because and it's not so much, and we're going to ask the tough questions. And it's not so much as, you know, us being assholes or jerks, but I do have to assume that role and ask the hard questions, because one of the things that I want to do is I want to kill the ignorance and bring perspective to the situation, because for folks who have never gone through it, being the abused or the abuser, you know, there's certain things that we may be neglectful to as far as like feelings. And it's not so much as like we're being intentional with it. It's just that for us, we're thinking logic. And we're just thinking like, well, how come this and how come that, when it may not be as easy for the people actually going through it. And, and truthfully, I'm speaking to the people out there. And if you are an abuser, I do want you to jump onto this platform, and it's not to judge you or to condemn you. And I'm going to try my best not to, even though I feel a certain type of way about people who abuse. But at the end of the day, I do know that hurt people. So it could be a psychological thing. And maybe you were abused as a child, or maybe you've seen abuse growing up in the home. And it just may be something that you want to touch on. And maybe we can get a perspective from you and understand, see how you feel too. So, this is the one thing we created. We created this platform to be an open space to talk about any and everything. Honestly, there's no politically correct thing, because we're not coming in with any malicious intent. And even if we do, we come across people with malicious intent. I have a weapon named Quez who is going to be quick to shoot you down, because he's good with the snaps. I'm good with the snaps, and we can embarrass you, your mama, and your bald headed granny. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the folks that's watching.
Yeah, there will be no tolerance of disrespect tonight, man. Today is not the day for it.
Word.
What's up, sis?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Tish, how you doing?
How y'all? I'm good. How y'all doing?
Another day, another penny. Can't complain.
That part. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I had a vegetarian Thanksgiving, so come on with it. So let's get it out the way.
What was it? A tofu turkey?
No, it was not a tofu turkey. No, I saw those and I was like, okay, that's just pushing it. I had greens, black-eyed peas, mashed potatoes with my mushroom gravy. I did have tofu. I had roasted tofu, but it wasn't shaped as a turkey, or I'm not putting it off as turkey. It was roasted. Yeah. Cornbread dressing. Yeah, and I think that's it. Yeah, no mac and cheese this time. I'm watching my carbs.
Hey,
but I missed it. But I missed it because I do. Yeah, because I do make some bomb mac and cheese. So.
Oh, we're going to have to see. So as of right now, you are speaking to the Mac King. You know what I'm saying? I've been battle tested and approved. You know what I'm saying?
Self-proclaimed.
No self-proclaimed here. The king is in the building. You know what I'm saying?
We haven't battled yet, so we're going to have to battle.
I'm ready to battle. I got my cousin out here. What's up, Shantae? I see you.
Yeah,
I'm ready for the smoke.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make it to the bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna have to make it happen.
We're gonna have to make it.
Let's do that.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'm gonna throw my dish on the table too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bring it in. I want all smoke.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it stands the test of time. You know?
Yeah, and it's not vegan, so it's gonna be all the cheese and everything. So
I feel it. Hey, I feel you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please.
I can't do vegan cheese.
Let's go ahead and let's start getting into the shizzo. Y'all ready?
Right.
Man,
I think I'm as ready as I can be.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Well, you know what to do, Quiz.
Man, third, what's the word?
Hey, the word for the third word is perceive, followed by perception. Now, when you Google perceive says to be aware or conscious of something. The second breakdown is the interpret or look on someone or something in a particular way. Let's break that down one more time. Interpret or look on someone or something in a particular way. So that does correlate into the whole thing of what we're going to talk about tonight as far as perception and perceive. Because when we're looking at the whole thing of Diddy and Cassie, we're talking about a media mogul who has, pretty much essentially like a billionaire with Ciroc, DeLeon, Sean John, Bad Boy Music. And, again, one thing that I do know about as far as even being an entertainer myself is the music business. And, it's really image driven. And you have to keep your image on the level in order to sell, whether it be music, whether it be clothes, whether it be food. You're essentially building yourself up as a brand, especially if you're putting out good music. If you're making record labels money and you're going to start making yourself money, you start becoming a brand. So you want your image to be perceived in a certain type of way, which also falls in the line of what we were talking about last week as far as manipulation. You know, because again, we can do things to manipulate the thought process to make us look a certain type of way or to feel a certain type of way. Right. Or, you know, and pretty much to sell like a brand. So again, Hollywood is very, very much image driven. And so when we break down and we look at the thing of perception is a way of regarding or understanding or interpret something, pretty much like a mental impression. So therefore, if I'm putting out this image like, hey, I'm a squeaky clean guy, I'm a lover of women, I love cheesecake, everything that you're putting out, you're putting it into the media, you're giving them a perception of what it is that you are and what you are as far as your brand and what you're building. So therefore, you know, saying especially if you're talking about women's rights or advocate, you don't want to, you're talking about pretty much like your audience, your target audience, you know, saying you don't want to do anything that's going to disarm you or dissuade your female audience from buying into your brand, whether it be your clothes, whether it be your cologne, perfume, whatever it is that you're trying to sell, because the whole intent is to make money. So with the whole recent allegations of Diddy, one of the things that we've seen was Macy's decided not to sell Sean John no more. So there goes a hit to his pockets as far as that. But again, we have some questions about this whole Diddy and Cassie lawsuit, because, you know, as far as with me, I thought the whole key thing is if you're actually trying to bring something to the public, you're trying to get justice as opposed to trying to get money. So to just settle, my question is, why would you settle? For Diddy, you know, why are you settling instead of trying to fight and see this all the way through? And Cassie, why are you settling instead of trying to fight and seeing this person in jail if you were a victim of abuse yourself? Like, what you claim within these allegations? So, hey, Jess, I see you. We'll be bringing you on soon. We got someone. We got some folks who want to come on and speak. Anybody that want to come on and speak, just go ahead and hit the link if you see it. I'm gonna drop it right here in the comments. We welcome everybody. We just ask that if you come on, make sure you have your headphones. You're in a spot where it's nice and quiet. We don't need any. We're worldwide. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. 5,000 people on Facebook. I don't know how many people see this on YouTube. So we want to present ourselves and perceive ourselves as classy, non-ghetto, non-ignorant.
I was like, so today we be a non-ghetto.
Yes,
just today.
Just today.
Emphasis on today. No, I'm just
I see you, Melvin. We're going to go ahead and play one of the clips so just to get people caught up on what's going on with this whole Diddy and Cassie situation.
Pop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer Cassie. She filed a lawsuit against Diddy in New York federal courts.
All right, TMZ's executive producer Charles Latabaudier joins us now with a look at the allegation. Charles, thanks for being with us. There is a lot to unpack with these allegations for sure. Why don't you walk us through the meat of what she's alleging here?
Yeah, Stephen, Tasha, this is really, as they say, bombshell allegations here, and we want to stress these are Cassie's allegations, and Diddy is denying all of this. But in the lawsuit, she does claim that there was an incident in 2018 here in L.A. that they had gone out to dinner, and after dinner went back to her place. He dropped her off, but she claims that he forced his way into her home and that he forced her to have sex. So she's alleging a rape in that case. And then there's another thing, another allegation is that she says that Diddy several times at different hotels around the country would hire male prostitutes and force her to have sex with them. This is the part of the suit where she's alleging sex trafficking, because she's saying that this would happen over state lines, and that would be the reason for filing this in federal court. Those are the most serious allegations in there. There are also some allegations of just domestic violence, domestic battery, and at least one other incident where she hints, she does not call Diddy out for this specifically, but hints that he might have been involved in setting another rapper, Kid Cudi, setting his car on fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, and it's fascinating because Kid Cudi's people responded saying that's all true, right?
Right. And I think what they were saying is that it is true that Cudi's car was blown up, and that it happened sometime after Cudi and Cassie had a brief affair.
Right. Yeah, and I guess.
Wow.
It's there's been a few bad months for Diddy because just recently,
and it's not over. Mm-hmm.
Well, just recently, I mean, Diddy was in the headlines because Keefe D, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, has been arrested in connection to the Tupac murder. But if you guys are Tupac fans, and like I am, like super fan, then you would know that Keefe D pretty much essentially said that it was allegedly it was like a hit that was carried on, or that was kind of like put out there by Diddy. You know, Diddy had kind of alluded to like, yeah. Well, I went to see them gone and something. I pay $1 million. Take that. And you know, Tupac beat up Orlando in the hotel, and you know, next thing you know, he ends up shot and then he died 6 days later out in Vegas. But you know, Keefe D pretty much was saying that it was Diddy who pretty much gave him $1 million, even though he never received $1 million for that. So you have people like 50 out there clowning him. You know what I'm saying? 50 has been on that boy's neck. So then fast forward to November, then we have what we have now with this whole Cassie lawsuit. So I want to ask you guys right now, what are your guys' 3 cents on what you just heard?
Well, it's not even done yet anyway, because I think someone else came out today and filed a lawsuit against him for the same type of stuff. I think somebody within his camp, I can't remember who it was, but he's also being sued for the same type of stuff. Yeah, so it's not done. It is really not done. And then other celebrities are bringing out old clips of him when he made statements about like one of them I saw today, it was Cat Williams and Fat Joe. And Fat Joe was joking on, talking about, man, I'm going to have to buy you dinner. I'm going to have to buy you dinner because whatever was going on before that. And he said, I'm going to tell you like I told Diddy, ain't no man going to take me to dinner. So what was that? Right? So it's a lot of clips like that coming out. So I am on the side that he did it. I'm sorry, the payoff was just too quick. It was almost like, hurry up and get this payment done so we can let it go. But then now other people are coming out the woodwork saying that, yeah, he did that. I can't speak on why Cassie took the money. So I don't know if it was a statute of limitations. I don't know what it was because I'm not too familiar with all that background. But I kind of get both. Like maybe she wanted him in the pockets, but I also be like, maybe you should have, to stop him from doing this to other people, maybe you should have went on and had him prosecuted. But some people don't get the lesson until it hits them in their pockets. So maybe that's what she thought she should do. I have no clue. But, yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to lead off with, first of all, who the hell was still buying Sean John?
I was thinking the same thing when I saw it this morning. I didn't think they still sold it. I thought it was done.
Who's still buying China? Please let me know who you are.
Yeah, I thought it was done.
They're still buying China from Macy's. What's up, Toes?
What's up, Melvin, Toes, and World Peace? I love that.
Like Meta World Peace.
Yeah, Toes and World Peace. Okay.
But that's seriously a lot to unpack. Like it's so much in there. Like it's kind of absurd. Like the male prostitutes to have sex with your lady, and
yeah, it's a lot.
Like that's a whole lot, man. Like from a perspective of just being a human being, like, and being in a relationship with, you gonna go get some random dudes off the streets to have sex with your girl? Like, you gonna force her to do that? Like, that's crazy. I agree. You gotta have a certain, you gotta have a certain mind state to even come up with that idea, just in general, let alone carry it out. So yeah, that's my
disturbing.
I think it has to do with people in different circles, especially when you're of that wealth and everything's the same, they change it. It changes your status. That's why they're more risky. That's why there's a lot of people when they make a lot of money, they change everything in their life. So maybe he's part of the swinger clubs. Maybe that's his sex kink. He's like, I have enough money to buy my own professional porn star. So why not? So it's his kink, and so I don't know. I don't care as long as it's legal and it doesn't involve children. I don't give a fuck.
All right. So with that being said,
Leave it to
my
Bill.
thing is so we also heard about this too, and I want to jump into oh man, so essentially what he did was he settled, and there was a response from a guy on Instagram, and I want you guys to peep this.
So Diddy didn't want to face the dumpster fires that are coming with this situation. So he decides to settle with Cassie on some out-of-court payout so he doesn't have to face the fire. An innocent man does not settle and just give money away because somebody's saying something. Because if that's the case, anybody could say anything and Diddy would pay out, right? Common sense tells you there's some truth to these claims right here. I don't care what nobody's talking about. So
Man, make sure you guys hit the like and share button. So I want to unpack that just in what he said. So the settlement, and when we're ready to play advocate like I normally do, is that guilt or is that extortion? Because again, for Diddy, wouldn't you want to, if this wasn't true, especially if it's going to be damaging to your brand, of people perceiving you to be an abuser, to be a rapist, to be in everything that's negative with these allegations, wouldn't you want to stop that from messing up your bread and you pretty much making an example out of her? So therefore, no other folks come out of the woodworks trying to think that maybe, hey, you're just going to just pay him out. So, is this a thing of admission of guilt on Cassie's part? Is it extortion? Hold on a sec.
I think, okay, go ahead.
Hold on a sec. On Cassie's part, is it a thing of extortion? Because if you actually wanted justice and you actually wanted to see this person in jail, I don't think there'd be no amount of money that would make you sit up there and say, okay, we're just going to let him go and not put him in jail, because look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly's in jail right now. So why not go out with a criminal lawsuit as opposed to a civil to actually try to get money? So, and is there any type of amount of money that can pretty much pay or cover your emotional damage or distress that you've gone through? So now I want to hear from the folks on what you all have to think.
All right. Well, for myself, I think it has to do with the amount of. Well, let me go back. There's some truth to this whole thing, and so it's how much is it worth exposing your whole life and the deep dark secret. So let's say Diddy was a swinger and all that stuff is true. All that's going to come out in court, but he didn't rape her, and so he'd be like, well, I don't want all this out there. I didn't rape you. And the criminal aspect, it's pretty hard, especially how many years it went by her credibility. Oh, well, you're at fashion shows, you're at all these, you guys went on vacation, you went everywhere that you could possibly leave and not be next to this man, but you still chose to be next to him. Like, what's going to happen if he's on you guys are on the red carpet and you chose to leave? He's not going to chase you down, but Diddy is fucking crazy, so you don't know. But so there's some truth to both sides, I think. But proving criminality is especially in that case is going to be really hard. And she asked for a payout before, so I think she was financially driven.
So before she came forth with these allegations, she was pretty much asking for $30 million to stop a tell-all book that she was actually allegedly working on. And I think he told her, no, kick rocks. And so the next thing you know, now here come these allegations. So
she gave him the opportunity to, hey, I'll put this out there. You can buy me off now. A lot of people do it, and it's not, I'm not trying to badmouth her, but a lot of people do that for financial reasons, but other people do it just because they want their story told. but who knows? But Diddy has like 2 or 3 other allegations, and in that small circle, like
Mm-hmm.
50 Cents commented on, nah, Diddy's weird. There are several other people, celebrities, that was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Diddy's watching me fuck this bitch, blah, blah, blah. I forgot what interview it was.
Yeah.
I have to look for it.
Aaron Hall.
Oh,
Aaron
yeah,
Hall.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
there's been several people that say, so Diddy was into that kinky sexual experiences, but what did you have to prove? Did he rape her? Did he do those things? And was it like, and that was pretty hard. So it's, for me to just blame him or blame her, I don't know all the facts. So I try to see both sides and perspectives from it. So and
Well, the
without
only facts that we
Right.
can
placing
go off
judgment.
of is what's been put out publicly from the lawsuit. I've read the
Mm-hmm.
transcripts. I mean, the transcripts is really descriptive. It was a lot. It was like 34, 35 some pages, So
Wow.
the only thing that
But
we can go off of what's been put out there. So those are the facts of what we've seen or what has been
but
alleged.
but
But we don't
Mm-hmm.
know what's going on, behind closed doors. That's the
but
one thing, is that it becomes a he say versus she say type of thing. But the fact that he settled so quick, it could be perceived as an act of admission.
but
You
third,
know,
just one point. Like if you're a lawyer and your whole business is to go after celebrities, you have a format, a text of what to allege, where was he, was he wearing, blah blah blah. Let me go look at the pictures. It happened this night. There's always significant events. So there is some celebrities lawyers that go after people, and they have a whole template, and it's like what was it, Tiger Woods? All 14 of them girls came out, and half of them never fucked Tiger Woods. It was just, and they all wrote affidavits saying they did. They all came up, had a script. And so when your business is that, if you always have, you're gonna have one on deck. You're gonna have something. And so, not to cast on real victims, but there are people that take advantage of that. Amber Heard, for one, we saw Johnny
true.
Depp got his finger cut off,
Mm-hmm.
and he was running away from
Right.
her, and she said he was and she had the whole world, cost him 500 million, lost his Disney contract. I'm not saying Johnny Depp is the best human, but Amber Heard definitely beat the shit out of him, cut his finger off, and did those things. But we wouldn't have known. Even some of the lawyers didn't put all that was happening into the lawsuit. So there's probably more to it, but we didn't know. And so some people allege certain things just for image wise.
All right,
Right.
Quez.
Well, I'm liking to agree with Melvin to a certain extent. Now what I have to do is speak from personal experience. Well, not necessarily experience. I would say from my personal perspective of the fact that right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm going out swinging. Before I give you 30 million, I'm gonna pay some attorneys, and we gonna have to go to court about this, because regardless, because look, you paid the money. It's a lose-lose situation. Like,
Yeah.
let's face it.
But
Whether you did it or you didn't, you lose
mhm.
in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Now it costs you 30 million, and you still gonna lose some more.
No, it cost 100 million.
Yeah.
They said it was the high 8 figures, so
Yeah. Whatever the
or 9
case,
figures.
you paid all that money, and you still have to face the court of public opinion, and
Right.
we talking about it now, and you're still gonna probably lose more, because now it's a free for all. Diddy got the bag and he giving it up in less than 24 hours. Let me remember that time he bumped me at the table. You know what I'm saying? And, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of that felonious stuff going on, which is going to take
Mhm.
away from the real issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a bad decision. Even if you were going to pay, I think you should have kind of drew this out a little more. You know what I'm saying? Not same day payment. Same day payment kind of says
It kind of looks, it kind of
Yeah.
looks like you're admitting guilt. I agree.
says guilty.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like I
I
said,
see.
I don't know, since this has happened in, like, what was it, 2018 or something like that? Like, been a while. Like I said, I don't know if it's been statute of limitations have been, expired as far as the criminal act goes. Like, I don't know all the details. I didn't get a chance to read the court documents, so I have no clue. But the quick payoff, it just kind of looks like I want to hurry up and get this cleared out the way. So let me just pay her so she can be quiet. And and he might be right. She might have during the court might just drop every little nasty little thing that he has done with other people, with her. Like maybe he didn't want all them details coming out in court.
Right.
Yeah. So
I
just don't like the.
What you also have to remember is we did just watch Johnny Depp go through this. Like, and it was ugly.
Yeah,
the whole thing
was very ugly,
and had the world
for that
watching.
man to be innocent. That was an ugly case for that man.
And we had the whole world watching. It was
the entire world
jumped to conclusions about that event. Based on whatever they preconceived notion they had about him. Maybe being an alcoholic or this or that. And drug that man through the mud.
Right.
In front of the world. For him just to be innocent. And now he not only did he have to fight through that, now he still got to piece his life back together.
I think it's I think the water is too muddy for Diddy to win. So think about it, like if he was a swinger or he was in the lifestyle and he was kinky, because a lot of people said that. How is he going to prove that he wasn't when he actually is, but he didn't rape the person? Or he didn't break these rules. So it's like, yeah, I was there, but I didn't rob the store. But you ran out with the robbers. Oh well, I don't know. You can't really defend yourself. So how is he going to defend himself if he's an avid swinger and he's an avid and he has those Ashley Madison or male escorts, and he's like, well, she agreed, blah blah blah. Well, how do we know that? And so it muddies the water. There's no win, like Quez said. Either way, you're gonna get dragged and whatnot. I think he should have just paid her the 30 mil before, but I think his ego got in the way, because if that's all they were asking, and now he paid up to 100 mil. So for a billionaire, it's not that's 1/10 of your wealth. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but versus your whole life, your whole legacy, your kids, your family going through all that. It was on CNN. It was all over the news. Just the allegation. Imagine wait till they get some details and they're like, yeah, he went to this party. Yeah, he watched this. Like it'll go crazy. So he should have paid off.
He's held well. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, LT. I talk too much.
No, I'm saying I think he's had, and I think he's had weird parties at his place. I could have sworn I read somewhere where and my mom was telling me too that she had read somewhere that he used to have these really weird parties. I think one of them, they said he had like bathtubs out. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but look it up and let me know if I'm right. But he just seems weird. So yeah, maybe he just didn't want all that out there. And plus too, if you're in a relationship and you're being, you're accusing your husband or whatever significant other of rape, that is hard to prove because you're in a relationship where you guys are sexually active. So it's hard to prove that your husband or, or your wife or whoever is taking it from you. So maybe they didn't want to have that all just dragged out in court. And maybe that's why it was a settlement instead of court.
Yeah, because the water's too muddy. It's just, it's too muddy.
So that would lead to my next question is, so why now? You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think like Letitia said, this happened 2018 or so. I mean, so before that, I mean, we've seen her out and about with Diddy. We've seen the music videos. We've seen the clips at the award shows, the red carpets, and all this stuff, the publications and all this stuff. And there was never no indication and never no hint that this has been going on. So, with this to actually happen now, I know she's married now to a new person that has some kids, but I'm not trying to be mean, but let's just say for putting it out there, she's not necessarily like the world's best singer, the world's best entertainer. I mean, we can only really name maybe one Cassie song, maybe two,
I don't know.
Maybe some features, but I don't think that she necessarily writes. So when Diddy was writing out these checks to give their artists back their publishing, I don't think she necessarily got a check for publishing. So I'm saying that all to say is that I don't know. Is she on hard times? Is this why she's deciding, hey, well, I can cash in on a tell-all book on Diddy. Well, I'm gonna go to him and get this 30 million. Give me 30 million and I won't say nothing. Yeah, because then you don't have to work no more. So why now?
There's different reasons for a lot of abuse people to come forward. Look at Johnny Depp. He didn't come forward at all. He was getting abused. He didn't come forward. Amber Heard, she was taking some of the abuse from Johnny Depp, and she came forward, but she also lied on half of the other shit. So they were both wronged, and one pretended they were not the evil, hideous person that they were. Johnny Depp was guilty of some things, but he wasn't as bad as Amber Heard. And Amber Heard came forward, Johnny Depp didn't. Some people wait 10 years because they go through it and they're not in the right mental space, and you have to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you have to, like, your whole life has to be shit, and then you got to get your life back together, and then you have to reach that stage to deal with it. It's kind of like when you're mourning a death. Some people could deal with it right away. After the funeral, they say, okay, I said my goodbyes, I move on with my life. Other people, it'll be just something that triggers it, and they're like, fuck, that person's gone. And then it spirals down from there. So people are different. I don't like to question the victims. All I'm saying is it's too muddy for us to really pick a side. Yeah, it looks guilty because it was so fast, but it could be he didn't want his life exposed. So,
you guys got any thoughts? Anything you guys want to add to it?
No, and about the why didn't she say something sooner? Like, I'm a person who was abused as a child, and I didn't tell my parents anything until I was like 35. And so the reason being is because I didn't want to disrupt family. I was embarrassed. And it's not that I didn't think my parents would be on my side and stand up for me. I knew that. I knew I can come to them and tell them things. But it happened all the way up until I was like 18, 19 years old. So how, when you're at an age where you're supposed to be an adult and you should be like fighting for like, no, I don't want this to happen to me, but you're still going through it. There's a judgment behind it that some people don't want to go through. And that's why they keep it to themselves. Also, too, if you've already been mentally abused and you haven't sought out the type of therapy that you need, it can just roll over to the next relationship. So that happening to me as a child triggered other things that happened to me in relationships. Like, I'm a survivor of domestic violence or intimate partner violence. And why I stayed is because, like, when they break you down first, it's all your mental. So all your self-esteem, your self-worth, all of that is broken down first. And they just love bomb you, make you think that they're just like the best person in the world. They are fully there for you. They love you. They're never going to hurt you and all that. So you build that trust. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it might be something simple. I'm not going to say simple. It might start with mental, trying to control how you dress, who you're around, where you go, watching you, making sure you're home at a certain time, telling you you're not worth anything without them, saying that you're never going to meet anybody, like nobody's going to love you the way I love you, stuff like that. And you really be thinking like you want to run and you want to get out. But then when the beatings start, you really get scared. You really think that you're stuck and that you cannot get out of this, because if he catches you, because you can't move out of a different state if you don't have the financial backing. You can't run and hide because you've been hiding it from your friends. So your friends are not even there to be like, come on, I'm gonna keep you here, I'm gonna keep you safe. So you've been doing all this hiding to hide his behavior so he don't look some type of way in the streets, because you done hyped him up when he was love bombing you. So you don't want to look stupid. You don't want to feel some type of way. And so you hold it and you endure and you endure and you endure until you can't anymore. And for me, it got to a point where I snapped. Like, I really had to, I snapped. It's amazing that I'm not locked up because I snapped. So it's a different time. It's different for every person. Some people are able to be like, oh, hell no, this ain't going on with me. I'm out right away. Some people have to go through it. So when the next time it happens, they're like, oh, no, hell no, I'm not going through it again. I can't tell you a time frame of why she waited so long or why anybody waits so long. It's just, like I said, for me, it was just the mental breakdown first.
So I was gonna get to that. There's a whole nother segment when I went to actually talk about abuse. So you kind of segued into that already, but more so with this whole Cassie thing. Hold on, Kendra says, "What's up, D? How you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, D.
Happy Thanksgiving."
Happy Thanksgiving.
Kendra saying Cassie is talking now because the Adult Survivors Act in New York ends on 11/23, so she had to file it before it ended. I can respect that.
Yeah,
I can definitely respect that.
Well, isn't there another girl that's now just filed too? Just
Yeah,
the other
let me show you. Because that's kind of what I wanted to get into also.
Hey,
Diddy Combs is facing another lawsuit over sexual assault allegations. This new claim filed yesterday in Lower Manhattan alleges Combs drugged and sexually assaulted a woman in 1991. The lawsuit accuses the entertainer of videotaping the assault and distributing the tape to other people in the music industry. Last week, Combs settled a sex assault lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie. When asked about the new lawsuit, a spokesperson for Combs said, quote, Mr. Combs never assaulted her and she implicates companies that did not exist.
I'm sorry, Cuz, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just going to say real quick, because we got a guest that's been sitting down there, but if you turn your camera on.
She turned off her camera, so she'll probably come back soon.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. We didn't want to ignore you, down there.
But the camera's off.
Turn your camera on, we'll bring you back up.
Yeah,
gotta turn your camera on. There she go. She's been waiting a while, so I wanted to give her chance.
Right. How you doing, Jessica? Mic check. Can you hear?
I'm doing good.
Good. All right, so D, so you were talking about about another person who.
Yeah, that's it. It's another that there was another one that was well, they have been saying there's supposed to be a whole bunch that are coming out, not just and that there will be some that are men. So I don't know what's going on, but and I can't remember which one. You know what I'm talking about, Keisha? So
yes, I do. I saw that too.
Yeah, so it's about to be an explosion. You think they came out with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and all that? This is different because he actually put hands on people. Like he actually was doing too much. You know what I mean? And they even got videos of him doing certain stuff, like catching the moment when he did stuff, especially with Cassie. They had some with her. But the whole thing is like they said that he only settled because his businesses, she went for his businesses as well, LLC and all these, but she should because she's an artist. So that's supposed to happen. But this next one is going to hit hard. That's going to hit the media hard.
Wow.
I don't know if you saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not done.
It
is
not
done.
As we close up so we can get into the meat and potatoes of this, let me ask you guys something. Do you think Diddy is canceled?
Oh, definitely. He been canceled, really, but
okay, I was like, canceled. To me, he has been.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I don't think he's canceled yet.
I don't think it's yet. Yeah, I don't think it's yet, but to me, he's been we said, we didn't even know that Sean John was being still sold in Macy's or any other store. I thought that was done.
I am still curious who is buying the Sean John.
Because I haven't seen anybody wear Sean John since what, the movie that Love Don't Cost a Thing. That's the last time I seen hype about Sean John.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't.
I'm gonna say it like this. Sean John was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the clothes.
In the
90s.
It was amazing in the 90s.
But now we're in 2023 going into 24. I didn't think it was still popping like that.
1995, Sean John was the shit.
Yeah.
Man.
It was
over.
But
it's done.
He wanted somebody to buy it, like but it's his name. So nobody was gonna buy it like they did with Baby Fat and all the other ones did it. But he was a hard person to work with the designing. You know what I mean? And for the things that he wanted to do, he would have to raise the price up even more, and the sales was not coming in like that. But I mean, even his glasses were hard. Like, I mean, I had got my son's son. I didn't even know he had made glasses too. Eyewear. He had been making a whole lot of stuff, but designers can't work with him. You know, he think he the boss of everybody, but that's not how it go. You know,
man. So I mean, we heard about him dislocating Drake's shoulder. He allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car. Allegedly was hanging Wale out of a window or something like that. You know, trying to fight Kendrick Lamar. You know, saying putting hits out on Tupac. I mean, is Diddy really like? Is Diddy really the Suge Knight? Is Diddy really Suge Knight? And Suge Knight is really Diddy? Like,
no, he had bodyguards doing that. He didn't do it himself with his hands. He got bodyguards.
He dislocated Drake's shoulder. That's the way to move.
Yeah.
You saw it?
That's the intelligent way to move. When you got that kind of money, you pay
right.
Yeah, like with mob bosses, they don't do that stuff on their own unless it got way up there to where the people he called didn't do their job. No, so they call the shots. Yeah, so that's what he thinks he is right now.
I can't wait till they get to Superhead. When they get Superhead interview, watch what's gonna happen.
Done. Yep.
Because I read the book years ago, and I was like, "What the hell?" Wait till Superhead gets her interview.
Yeah, I agree. Diddy did a lot of things himself. Like, again, he dislocated Drake's shoulder. Like, him and Drake got into a fight and dislocated the shoulder.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
So from what Gene Deal, shout out to Gene Deal. He's on YouTube, but he put it out there like he said Sean Diddy Combs actually got hands. Like, he could actually fight. So I don't know, man. Diddy, again, it's a whole thing about perception and wanting people to perceive you to be one thing. And I think he's played possum good enough to where we thought that he was just, dancing all in the videos, Mr. Diddy, love everybody, love. But, it seems like he's out here doing some underhanded shit.